I'm Sarah Backhouse for Hub Culture. I'm joined by Eric Pooley, Deputy Editor of Bloomberg Businessweek. Welcome, Eric.
Hi, Sarah.
How have you found the conference so far?
Oh, it's been a great conference. It's just terrific that there's some optimism in California after the defeat of Proposition 23 and the way the people of the state overwhelmingly voted down that what would have been a march in the wrong direction and said, no, we want to march in the right direction. So with so much climate politics stuck in the United States, with the window of climate action slamming shut in Washington, at least for the foreseeable future, it's great that that California is still moving ahead, and with the R20 is linking up with other like-minded regions to make real gains. It's just very exciting.
It is very exciting. And California really was an anomaly in the midterm elections. The rest of the country went to a whole different direction with climate, but it was encouraging that we didn't. And what does that mean for businesses here?
Well, what it means for businesses in the clean energy sector is that they can go forward knowing that there's going to be a cap and thus a price on carbon in California. So if you're a clean energy generator, electric vehicle maker, or a supplier in those supply chains and 1,000 other kinds of jobs and companies as well, it means you have some certainty. There's some rules of the road. So it's a big deal. I mean, if you think about the roughly 500,000 jobs that have been created since AB 32, the Global Warming Solutions Act, passed in 2006, had Prop 23 prevailed and had the people of California rolled back that law, some of those jobs, a lot of those jobs arguably would have been lost. So it's reason for real celebration that didn't happen, and a testament to the people of California are way ahead of people in the rest of this country because they've been thinking about these issues for a long time. So the argument that clean energy was bad for the economy didn't wash here the way it seems to have worked in some other places that haven't had as much experience with this kind of economic development.
Now, as a business writer, it's very black and white, isn't it? Either a green company makes money or doesn't. What's been your experience as far as sustainable business and how much money they've made?
Well, it's been tough because a lot of the assumptions were based on expensive energy and a coming carbon price nationally. So the expectations in 2007 and 8, when gasoline was selling for $4 a gallon and energy prices generally were very high, what was economically viable then is very different than what's economically viable now that energy prices have crashed and in some cases stayed low, like with natural gas prices, and we know we're not going to have a national price on carbon for a while. So so you're seeing a real shakeout in the clean energy sector. You're seeing increased competition from China, who can do things less expensively in many cases than we can here in this country. So it's fiercely competitive, margins are low, and in some cases you're seeing, for example, a big biogas plant in Texas that in May was boasting about how they were going to be economically viable going forward, declaring bankruptcy in July because things have been tough. You've seen investors lose money. You've seen some difficulties in the clean energy sector. And we're bullish on it long term, but there's some tough times in the short term that we need to get through.
And finally, what do you think the influence of a state like California has on the rest of the country and indeed the rest of the world?
Well, it's an enormous influence because California's laws don't just impact California. For example, the very aggressive clean energy targets that California has set incents wind and solar farms in neighboring states. And of course, for years, the auto industry had to meet California standards, and that drove them to make more efficient cars. California has always led. So when California sets a regulation, it forces people to step up their game. And then sooner or later, the rest of the country will catch up with that. And I think that's happening here as well. So California is in a very a place that it's accustomed to being in, which is leading the rest of the country toward a clean energy future, and it's the place we need to go. We need to accelerate it, and California is showing us how to do that.
Eric Pooley, thank you very much indeed.